Hello everyone, so this is the GRIMM Artist, and this is another video that I want to obviously discuss. So last video, I noticed I was a little drowsy looking, kind of looked tired at that point, but that was earlier today pretty much, and still waking up, didn't have the coffee yet, so yeah. Anyway, so I just got off work, and pretty much what's going on is I would like to discuss, let's say, the experience I had when I was hospitalized. The last time I was hospitalized, 2019, how I got there, what it was like for me there, how it changed me, how I came home, and how I technically just improved from it. Anyway, so what happened was, technically I did have to go off the medication for about 2 weeks due to some insurance difficulties. And anyway, it led to me pretty much severe insomnia, hallucinations, dropped 20 pounds, a lot of bad things at that point. But what happened was I had to battle it out until the insurance was active again. At that point, I got the medication, but I was off the meds for 2 freaking weeks. No bipolar meds, no schizophrenia meds. So it was just very intense and just a wild ride. And anyway, so what happened was, I got the medication after those 2 weeks. I had to build up in my bloodstream so it could work again. So when I got the medication, it was like I felt like I didn't have barely anything in my body. So it's like nothing was working, technically. So that it was that night, it was cold, it was winter. I remember we were living off the grid, middle of freaking nowhere, bumfuck Egypt. And middle of the desert out there in Lucerne Valley, California, which is also located in the Mojave Desert, if anybody's not familiar with it. So anyway, so what happened was I called this hotline number up, right? I don't technically remember which number I called because I was very just psychologically damaged at that point. I had pretty much a county car, not a police car, so don't. And it was a county car. They came and picked me up, and they had to come all the way out in the middle of nowhere to pick me up in the middle of the night. And I did this all on my own. So I had to load my stuff up in a backpack. I got into the back of the county car, and it's like the back of that car was kind of set up like a police car. I'm talking like the glass thing up front. I'm in the back. I got my stuff with me. They're driving me up to the San Bernardino County Hospital. And this was like, I don't know, about I would say nighttime. And it was like about a 3-hour drive in that freaking car. Kind of scary. But anyway, so they got me to the hospital. I had to go through the emergency room section. Again, I did this all on my own. I had to sign the paperwork, right, to get into that section. That took a little while. From there, they pulled me into the back. I had, I think 2 or 3, possibly 4 schizophrenics back there, totally just losing it, freaking out. One girl's over here, she's crying about, I don't know, something in her head. You got a kid over here, cop brought him in. He's all gone, the cop was treating him bad. I'm sitting here, I'm back there I showed up there about 9 o'clock at night. And I'm going through this from 9 o'clock at night up to 4 o'clock in the morning. About 4 o'clock in the morning at that point, I got into the mental health part of the hospital. And it was crazy. I went in there, man, and it was like there's more mentally ill damaged people. Now, this was considered a psychiatric hospital. They had more severe cases of mental illnesses there. And it was pretty wild at that point. And I went in there. I remember I couldn't even get the treatment till the morning, about afternoon. It's like I got in there at 4 o'clock in the morning in the mental health facility section. About, I'd say, 12 o'clock afternoon, I was finally able to see the psychiatrist, get on some medication. And I remember the people that were just kind of interesting, I'd say, in different ways. They had this one girl, like a walking, ticking time bomb. You never knew when the heck she was going to just blow up. Possibly rage, schizophrenia, some shit like that. Again, I don't know. And then we had Dakota, 18-year-old kid with severe bipolar ADD. Wouldn't stop drinking coffee, bouncing off the freaking chairs, and he was really cool. Again, and then they had John, a 54-year-old man with severe dementia, possibly other mental health issues. The guy was talking about being a surgeon at one point in his life, being a Green Beret in another point. Like he was stuck between different worlds, kind of bouncing back and forth between different periods at that point. Now, the last night I was there, I was talking to John. You know, we're sitting there. I'm sitting there in the lobby. I'm just watching TV, waiting for him to get my meds so I could just get the hell out of there. John, he walks up to me. He's like, hey, you gonna help me? You gonna help me? At that point, I'm sure. Yeah, man, I'll help you. So we get up, and at that point, we're walking up and down the halls, and I was able to calm down, and I went to sleep. At this point, he was just, it was kind of sad, because that dude was so far gone. Nobody really knew how long John was even in that place. And I don't know, that dude was still in there when I left. I don't know if he's still there now. You know, it's like, who knows? And he loved my artwork. I gave him some skull drawings. He put them on his walls. And anyway, it was truly just an amazing, just touching experience what I went through. And we have to drag this out. I don't know how much time I have here for this video. So I went home at that point because all he really did was feed me the food. I dropped over 20 pounds, rib cage showing, collarbone popping out. My jawline was like small. My health wasn't good. So they got my physical up to date, mental health not so good. At that point, I was discharged. I went home again, got my own ride home. Another 3-hour drive. Went back to the Lucerne Valley town, California. There was a lot of tweakers in that town. And what happened was it was true crazy. I spent about, I'd say, a year and a half working on a full psychological recovery again on my own. The whole experience of almost dying psychologically and physically was truly just insane. I mean, my white blood cell count dropped. I brought it back up through exercising, eating healthy, and it was a rush in a crazy, just bad and insane way. And I truly was faithful that I survived. I was truly, even after all that was over with, after I went home, I still battled out some very hard shit. I had battled things my whole life. Hospitalized 3 times. Went into hospital at the age of 8 years old. My mom dropped me off at a hospital when I was 8 years old. And it was 3 months inpatient, 3 months outpatient. I have seen things. I have been around mental health. I've been around people on meth. I've seen people suffer. I have truly helped people. This has been an interview with the GRIMM Artist, and I hope everybody has enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed doing this video, and I'm really enjoying this TikTok video. I really want you to keep following my stuff, everyone. I noticed I'm getting a lot of views, a lot of notice, a lot of this shit. And anyway, stay tuned for TikTok. More GRIMM Artist updates, aka the GRIMM Artist, self-taught horror artist, self-taught photographer, self-taught mask customizer, music promoter, art promoter, mental health advocate. Stay strong, everyone. Stay faithful, mentally, physically, emotionally. Thanks for listening.